Good evening and a happy World Music Day to all you lovely people. I'm Supraja. I'm a whole food plant-based nutritionist. I've done a certification in music therapy from Chennai School of Music Therapy and my sports nutrition certification from Nesta. My association with Sharan started in November 2018 when I attended a seminar by Dr. Nandita, 10 Steps to a Life Without Medicines. I attended a workshop for doctors and nutritionists in December 2018, and I have been associated as a consultant and a volunteer with Sharan since then. My journey on a whole food plant-based lifestyle helped me to get rid of chronic anal fissures. I experienced great energy levels, lost weight, and gained extreme immunity. My husband, who was struggling with digestive issues, also was able to get rid of all of his problems. He also lost a significant amount of weight and benefited in terms of greater immunity and energy. My father, who's been a diabetic for more than 35 years, was on 51 units of insulin. He also had another medicine for diabetes. He was on a statin and a hypertension medicine. After turning to a whole plant-based lifestyle, within a year, he's down to 15 units of insulin and all his other medications have stopped. Sharan stands for Sanctuary for Health and Reconnection to Animals and Nature. It was founded by Dr. Nandita Shah, who is the author of the hugely successful book, Reversing Diabetes in 21 Days. She is a Nari Shakti Award winner in 2016 for her pioneering work in the field of health and nutrition. At Sharan, we practice a 5-point plan: plant-based, whole, organic, and there are 2 vitamins which are essential for supplementation, which is vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin, and vitamin B12 because it's synthesized by bacteria, and due to our hygienic lifestyles and chemically ridden lifestyles, we do not get enough of this vitamin. While on the topic of vitamins and supplements, let's dive into vitamin M, the music supplement. What is music? Music is an art form and cultural activity whose medium is sound. When I sat down to do this presentation, I wanted to understand what music meant to me. And when I thought about it, I realized that music is passion. Music is therapeutic. Music is happiness. Music frees the soul. Music is life. I can't imagine life without music. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey of focusing on how music impacts our physical health, music and mental health, music and its impact on food, music and exercise. So let's talk about physical health. Physiology is nothing but the various processes of respiratory, circulatory, cardiovascular, etc., etc. So science has shown that noise and music directly affect our blood pressure levels and our heart rate. There is evidence to show that music helps regulate our stress response system, our immune system, gastric and intestinal motility. I'd like to share something here. When I was younger, probably about 7 and 8 years old, I used to have a lot of constipation. So I would spend a lot of time in the toilet and I did not know what to do. To kill time, I would start singing. Over a period of time, I realized that every time I was constipated and I would sing, I'd have smoother bowel movements. So when I was researching for this topic and I came across this gastric and intestinal motility, I thought I should share because experience is any day better, right? And music helps regulate lipid metabolism. We all would like to lose that extra bit of fat, right? So there was an experiment that was conducted on patients undergoing cataract surgery. So a group of patients were made to listen to music before the surgery, during the surgery, and after the surgery, and the other group had no exposure to music. It was evidence that those with exposure to music had reduced hypertension levels. In 2014, there was a study that was conducted on patients of fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is a condition where you experience extreme pain and in the muscular areas at various parts of the body, and this makes movements very difficult. So this study in 2014 showed that exposure to music in patients with fibromyalgia, they had reduced pain and they were able to move better. Now, in another condition called aphasia, also music from a therapy perspective has played a very significant role. Aphasia is a condition where the individual loses the ability to communicate. So both written and verbal communication can get impaired either because of a stroke or because of trauma to the brain, or progressive brain tumor. And from a therapeutic perspective, music helps the individual to bring back sounds. This is a little technical concept, but from a therapy perspective, entrainment is a concept which talks about the individual's physical and behavioral relationship with their environment. I'll give you an example here. You know, the human body clock, right? It tells us when to sleep, when to wake up, when to eat, etc., etc. Now, this, how does it work? You know, when it's daylight, we wake up. When it's nighttime, we're supposed to go to sleep. When we feel hungry, we're supposed to eat. Now, all of these reactions are in response to some environmental factors, right? And when I say environment, I don't mean the weather. I'm talking about general things that impact. So the human circadian rhythm is a concept of entrainment. Same is the case with our heartbeat. Our heart beats faster or slower in response to conditions. So that is another concept of entrainment. The walking pace, right? The pace at which we walk. Again, that is dependent on external factors. So all of these are concepts of entrainment. And why is this important? Because entrainment is a concept that's used in music therapy. And how is it used? It's called rhythmic entrainment. Okay, rhythmic entrainment helps in pain reduction. We've already seen, in fibromyalgia. So that is called music-induced analgesia, muscle relaxation. Now, rhythmic entrainment helps in the autism spectrum disorder. So individuals in the who are autistic have challenges with coordination, movement coordination. They have challenges with focus. There's attention deficit. They do not have good communication or socially challenged, when it comes to communication. So rhythmic entrainment plays a very significant role in autism spectrum disorder, where it helps individuals to focus, to bring in that coordination. Even in cases of paralysis of patients undergoing physiotherapy, they are made to move to a rhythm. So, there's a beat and then there's movement. So, there's a beat and then there's movement. So that's what rhythmic entrainment talks about. And again, this is from a therapy perspective, and I wanted to share that, while there are the conventional methods of treatment, parallelly, you can look at alternative aspects to, improve the quality of life. So we spoke about physical health. Now let's move into music and mental health. When we talk about mental health, obviously we don't talk about the brain. Now, what is the role of brain and music, or what is the impact of music on our brain? So when we listen to a particular piece of music, we first hear the music, right? So our auditory cortex comes into play. We enjoy, if it's good music, bad music, whatever, right? There's an enjoyment that is there. That's our limbic system and diencephalon that comes into play. If it's good funky music, or then we move, right? We dance. So our movements are controlled by our motor cortex. We feel the music, right? We feel sad or we feel happy when we listen to a certain type of music, and that's our sensory cortex that's coming into play. Now, a lot of you would have experienced this, that when we listen to a particular piece of music, sometimes we are able to visualize, right? It's called visual imagery. So visual imagery is because of our visual cortex. Now, why am I talking about all of this? Is because music is one of those only activities that activates, stimulates, and uses the entire brain. So, all other activities, there's one part of the brain or the other that is involved, but music is one of those rare things which, almost uses the entire brain, and that's why it is so powerful. So when we talk about mental health, obviously we're going to be talking about stress. And what is stress? Stress is nothing but a feeling of emotional or physical tension. And we know that, physical tension leads to headaches and migraines and constipation and a lot of other, lifestyle related issues. But when it comes to mental health, we're more going to be talking about the emotional aspects. So stress is of two types, right? Acute stress, which is more short term, and sometimes it can be motivational also. But what we are interested in is chronic stress, which is more long lasting. and which is like, factored in, affecting our lives day in and day out. So chronic stress could be that you're stuck in traffic jam every day, like morning, evening, and that is leading to a stress because you do not know what to do about it. Having a bad boss at work, that is another example of chronic stress. So being in an abusive relationship, that's an example of chronic stress. Now you have to figure out how do you deal with these issues because you're not able to change things. So what does stress do? Why is it so important? Because stress response system impacts our endocrine system. So our hormones go into a tizzy, right? So there's hormonal imbalance, and that leads to a lot of issues like diabetes and thyroid and vagera vagera, right? It impacts our nervous system, right? So it leads to anxiety and nervousness and a whole host of other anxiety related issues. It impacts our immune system. So our immunity goes down when stress is high. So what does all of this lead to? Stress finally leads to issues of depression, phobias, and panic disorders. And we all know that, all of these issues could, at a long-term perspective, lead to something more drastic. And we've recently seen a very unfortunate incident, and we do not want to be headed in that direction. So how does music help in stress? It reduces anxiety and modifies our stress response. So instead of being more reactionary, we respond to stress in a different way. It induces sleep and improves our quality of sleep. When I was in the corporate space, I had a lot of sleep issues, obviously, because of stress. And a lot of times I would use music to help me go to sleep. It reduces feelings of fatigue. It helps open and release emotions. We saw how, our sensory cortex comes into play. So you can, feel happy, you can feel sad, you can be moved to tears. Music helps you release emotions. It generates a sense of safety and well-being. It masks unpleasant sounds and feelings. So a lot of times you feel you're not in control of what's happening around you, right? There's a lot of bickering or chick that's happening, and you're like, how do I deal with it? So put on some music and you can just cut out all of that noise and make sure that, you have in a nice, pleasant world of your own. It brings memories. So often, we listen to a piece of music and we feel, oh, this was something that I heard at that point of time, or it takes you back to an event that was associated with that music, and so it just brings up memories. It strengthens memory and learning. It's interesting, as children, when we are first taught, we are never taught mechanically, right? We are never told A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. We are taught more in the form of poems and songs and rhymes. There's always a melody associated. So we are taught E, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah. So that's because it strengthens memory and learning. And wouldn't it be beautiful if our learning lifelong was very musical? I'm sure most of us will enjoy that. Okay, so we've spoken about physical health and we've spoken about mental health. Let's come to music and food. What does music have to do with food? You'd be surprised. So there was a study that was conducted, an experiment actually in a cafe in Sweden, where on one day of the week, soft classical music was played on Wednesdays, and on Fridays, loud pop and rock music was played. And the evidence was that, on Fridays, when the louder music was played, people chose, high fat foods or fried foods and unhealthy food choices. Whereas on days that classical music was played, which was on Wednesdays, people chose more healthier food choices. So, a noisier environment leads to unhealthy food choices. But why does this happen? This happens because we've already seen that noise of music volume impacts our physiological responses, which is our heart rate and blood pressure, and also neurochemical changes, which is stress factors. So because of this changes, there could be increased stimulation and therefore a craving for high energy or high fat foods. There's also science to show that soothing music can increase mindfulness. So when you're eating food, if there's a nice soft music that's played or relaxed music that's played, then you're more aware of the food that you're eating. And we're always told by our forefathers or our grandparents that be mindful of what you're eating, do not get distracted. So this is one way that you can use music and be more mindful of the food that you're eating. Now, there's another concept that I just want to lay it out there. It's called sonic seasoning. So sonic seasoning is a concept which means eating with your ears. You know, it's a very new concept. It's something that's just come up in 2016, and it's really, really early days. But the idea is to use sound to make food taste better. So preliminary experimentation has shown that high frequency sounds, like for example, the sound of violin or saxophone, makes the food taste sweeter, while low frequency sounds like the trumpet or the drums makes food taste bitter. Like I said, this is very early, and there's very little evidence to this, but I just thought I should leave it out there. Maybe all of us can experiment at our end and see if this works. Okay, so we've spoken about physical health, music, we've spoken about music and mental health, and we've spoken about music and food. What comes up next is music and exercise. Now, all of us know that music and exercise go hand in hand, right? Most of us use it. But what are the scientific benefits of music? Yeah, when it comes to exercising, it relieves boredom for sure. It improves our workout quality. It increases stamina and mood. Obviously, the moment our mood goes up, we feel so much more, stronger to work out more. Thereby, our quality of workout also improves. Delays fatigue or increases the work capacity. You experience heightened levels of endurance, power, productivity, or strength. Wow. So powerful, right? But I would like to leave a word of caution here that remember early on we spoke about music can reduce pain, right? So when you're working out and if you experience pain, then do not ignore it, because this could be, something more significant. So it's very important to be aware of pain while working out. So those are the 4 pillars that I wanted to talk about, and how music impacts all these various areas. But while we did speak about from music from a therapy perspective also, how is it I as an individual can use it in my day-to-day life, right? So to show some starting, you can start your day with maybe do a chant or like just play some prayers. In a lot of households in South India, the Venkateshwara Suprabhatam is played, and this is an invocation to the Lord Venkateshwara to wake up. But religious or spiritual things apart, just playing some kind of music early on in the morning, creates a really soothing environment and a more relaxed environment. So you could start the day with some kind of bhajan, hymns, or some chanting. You could do your chores, if or if you're stuck in traffic, you could listen to music. Most of us already do listen to music when there's traffic. But just cooking or cleaning or any activity, I personally don't like to chop vegetables. So every time I'm trying to chop vegetables, which is on a daily basis because I eat a lot of salads, I play on some music and I just enjoy the music and I finish that particular chore. So that's another way that you can include music in your daily life. You could sing to music, right? You could just do a karaoke, or at any point during the day. Most of us are bathroom singers, so you could just sing at any point. Even if you at any point of time wanted to learn singing, then just use this as an opportunity to learn singing. There is never any fixed age. There's no age to start learning anything new. You can also jam with friends. You can just do karaoke. There's just a whole lot of ways where you can just sing for yourself. So that's another way to include music in your daily life. Because you can move to music or dance, and this need not necessarily be like, it has to be a specific form of dance or, choreographed moves. You could just move, free flow movement. And trust me, it makes a huge difference. I have personally experienced that, especially when you're stressed out, just moving to music, just free flow movement can bring a whole host of difference. A lot of people use music during pregnancy. There is information to show that the fetus can listen to voices after a certain period, right? So I have some of my facilitators at Sharan, Shraddha and Komal, who've actually played music during their pregnancy, and they've listened to music, and their kids today are more musically inclined, and they're actually learning music, and more in tune to than a lot of their counterparts. So definitely during pregnancy, even if not for the fetus, but even for the mother, during pregnancy, it's a great way, because it relaxes, because it reduces your blood pressure and stabilizes your heart rate. So it's a great way to relax during pregnancy. Before a major sports event or performance, you see a lot of athletes just coming in. They're trying to keep their focus. They want to be in the zone, in that particular movement, not have any distractions. So listening to music before some major event, or some kind of a performance is a great way to be in the present, right? And of course, all of us want to sleep like a baby. And I've already told you how music helped me sleep when I was, really stressed out and was not getting sleep. So let's all put on some music, and we can end our day with lovely music and relax. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of a good quality sleep. So let's use music to enhance our quality of sleep. That brings me to the end of my presentation, and thank you so much for attending. If there are any questions, I'm happy to take.